A child on TikTok known as Amilia Rose has recently gone viral for being an outlandish brat.
Does this look on your ass? From Posh? Does it look on your ass? Damn, on Diamond? How do you not know what Posh is?
I don't,
old lady.
But due to an inability to think critically, much of the internet has been directing their hatred towards the child in question as opposed to the real problem. The parents, and more specifically, the mother Ashley who runs the Stormy Lee TikTok account.
Pretty sure that it's my kid, my problem.
I think a good way to start is just to talk about the most popular videos on the account. It'll give you a good idea of the concept of this whole TikTok account, and also you'll hopefully immediately understand how terrible these are. I mean, this one alone has over 11 million views.
Nobody gives their kids as much money as I gave you for the book fair, and I'm damn sure not giving you $60 for a lemonade stand, Amelia.
Why?
What about the other kids?
They're broke little bitches.
Amelia Rose.
Right, so immediately, the child, whose name is Amilia Rose, I guess, is using really inappropriate language like broke little bitches and telling the mother to shut up. This, to me, can only really indicate either one of two things. The first of which is that she's learnt this behavior from her parents, who either talk to her like this or talk around her like this about other people. Like, if her parents are the type to refer to their mates as broke little bitches, then it makes a lot of sense that their daughter would pick that up from them. Or worst case scenario, they talk to her like that and refer to her as like these completely inappropriate bits of language. The second option, which is probably equally as likely, is that there's a disturbing lack of media moderation. What I mean by that is they're not correctly or appropriately moderating the content that this little girl consumes online, which I know gets more and more difficult as time goes on and the internet progresses, but there are still ways around it. Like, just one idea off the dome is that she's not allowed to use internet unless she's in the living room where the parents will usually be, I guess. I mean, like, that's just one idea that I came up with without thinking too much. I guess there's like parental controls and stuff, although those can be easily mediated by children who know what they're doing.
Amelia Rose.
Shut up.
Amelia. Eric! $60 for a lemonade stand.
Yeah, right. I already gave you $40. You turn it into the teacher for a lemonade stand. What's wrong with you?
I also don't understand why she deems it necessary to bring the dad in, because the answer should be the same from both the mother and the father in an ideal household, in my opinion. I guess the only other reason is if the mum doesn't consider herself strong enough to indict a certain punishment on her, so she gets the dad to do it because she knows that her daughter might be afraid of him for whatever reason. I mean, it certainly doesn't seem that way from how she reacts to the dad being there as well. It's pretty much the same thing. I mean, all she's really done so far is say her full name, Amelia Rose, which is just the whitest response to a child misbehaving ever. It's also interesting to note that the only problem being addressed here is the request itself and not the disrespectful language that's being used. Now, this could mean that there's either a lack of care, a lack of strength, but either way, there's a lack of discipline that absolutely needs to be instilled within this child. And I'll just get this out the way now. None of this is the child's fault. She's 7 years old. Every criticism that I say in this video is solely towards the two parents, especially the mother, because she's the one who seems to be leading and parading the TikTok account more than anyone else.
You have other classmates to help you win. Why can't their parents give them money?
Because they're broke little bitches.
Amelia, stop saying it.
I mean, it's pretty clear to me that Amelia is very used to getting what she wants by exhibiting this type of behavior, which isn't acceptable. There's also a disturbing air of ungratefulness that exudes from videos like this as well. If my parents were to give me like 60 quid for a Scholastic book fair, I would have been fucking ecstatic. We don't need to talk about what would have happened if I spoke to them like this, but it wouldn't have been this reaction, I'll tell you that much. So on top of everything else, there's definitely some value in teaching your kid the, I guess, worth of gratitude. I thought Americans were great at that, like Thanksgiving's huge over there. Anyway, here's another one of her most popular videos. This one has 40 fucking million views. That is insane.
If you took $50 from my purse to buy that teapot thing, you are in big, 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 big trouble.
No, I'm not.
No, you are.
I'm not.
Okay, I'll state the obvious now. These videos being recorded by her is weird. It's very, very weird. Like, it can definitely mean that there is a possibility the mother doesn't actually want her kids to act well because she knows that that won't get views. It's very possible that she's actually extremely happy that this behavior is being exhibited, or that these videos have been arranged beforehand. Like maybe she goes to her kid, hey, just act like a spoiled little bitch and we'll record it and it's gonna go so viral. Whether or not these videos are real, it's just as bad, but we'll get into the whole like is it real conversation later. For now, we're acting under the assumption that these are real behaviors being exhibited. If they're not, that will be covered as well, so stay tuned.
Amelia. 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 Did you spend $50 on that for real? Yes or no? You spent $50 on that.
Yes.
I told you no.
See, this is the thing. I feel like if this was staged, they would have made it a bit more exciting. Like, it's such a boring video. I feel like if it was staged, they would have had to get up and be like, I don't give a fuck about this teapot! And to show how much I don't give a fuck, I'm gonna fucking smash it over your face, you dumb bitch! Like, that would really get the views going. So it's a bit of a missed opportunity there if this is scripted. So just a bit of constructive criticism there for Stormy Lee. I'm trying to think now, what would the appropriate reaction be to, like, a child doing this? I don't think it's right to, like, hit or beat your child, needless to say. Although that is what a lot of the comments are encouraging because they're fucking TikTok comments. So just to reiterate, this mother is posting TikToks of her daughter and allowing people in the comments to talk about how they want to beat her up. But we'll get into that later because fucking hell, that's a whole other disgusting can of worms. I guess maybe, like, drag her by the ear to the store that she bought the teapot and force her to return it and give the money back, and then take something away from her that she loves, like screen time or some shit. I mean, she definitely seems like an iPad kid from these videos.
Should care.
I don't.
You don't snap your fingers
I actually don't
at
care.
a waiter.
Stop recording me because there's no reason to. There's literally no reason to.
Can you stop recording them?
That's where they get it from. It was rude.
Somehow.
It was rude.
Exactly.
No, don't.
So as you can see here, there is more than one child being exploited for TikTok views. The issue in this video being that the kids were rude to the waiter, I guess. Like, so rude that she deemed it necessary to get her phone out and film a fucking TikTok about it. Jennifer Weber comments a very appropriate comment. They would never be eating out. Which, yeah, that makes sense. That is like a ethical punishment for something like this happening, unless they fix their behavior. To which Stormy Lee, whose real name is Ashley, by the way, replies with, I feel sad for your children. Why? Because she knows how to parent them? It's not like a groundbreaking discovery that if your kids do something bad, you need to punish them. That's like having a houseplant that is dying, and instead of watering it, you just give it a stern lecture about photosynthesis, expecting it to fix itself.
Can't even snap. Hold on.
Amelia, do you have pimple stickers on your face?
Yeah.
So you got into Alana's stuff
Ew.
again.
You're really sure. Yeah.
You're in trouble.
Oh, that's.
You got into Alana's stuff again.
Yeah.
Don't get you.
I mean, it was in the car, so I don't ask me how
You
I
were
did it.
told not to touch her
Still
stuff.
know it's hers.
Well, why can't she just bring it around? What?
And
How does that make
snapping your
sense?
fingers.
She's putting sugar in the bastard Coca-Cola? Is it unfair to say that you as a mother should not be letting your child put sugar in Coca-Cola? I don't care if it's Coke Zero or Diet Coke or whatever it is. There's no need for sugar. It's sweet enough. How fucked are these kids' taste buds that they need to put sugar in Coke? That is genuinely one of the most outlandish things that I've ever seen. Like, if these videos are scripted, they're boring as fuck. So they're clearly not very good, like, they're clearly not very good at scripting videos out. So I don't think that if these videos are scripted, they planned for her to put sugar in. They didn't go like, oh, put sugar in the Coke, like, subtly, it'll really make a big difference. I don't think they're smart enough to do that. I mean, maybe I'm wrong, but my gut is really telling me that this is something that this family genuinely just does on a regular basis. Maybe they're just part of that weird subgenre of Americans that lives life on the edge. I mean, everybody keeps commenting, like, Amelia biting the curb in 4K. She doesn't need to be biting a fucking curb. If she's putting sugar in her Coke, the only thing that she needs to be biting is lettuce.
There's no food to eat. Our food's not here yet.
Right here. Right here.
We're chipping it up.
Queso. I know they taste like cardboard.
Chipping, dipping, okay?
You're rude. That's what it is. You're a rude person.
You're rude. You're a rude person. I wonder where she gets it from. I'm gonna take a wild guess, right? Let's do a little bit of analysis on this TikTok here. Right, so this is her account. And as you can see, her TikToks get insane views. Insane views. Like, every single one of these videos has over 2 million views. Let's keep scrolling down until we find a video that didn't do so well. Here's one that only got 40,000 views.
Jealous? Jealous? You don't even exist to me.
Okay, I'm not playing the whole thing, you get the idea. So before she was exploiting her children, she used to make videos on herself, just like a standard middle-aged woman TikTok account. However, you'll see that amongst the sea of these videos that aren't doing like extremely well, every now and then you'll get a video like this one that has 1.5 million views. And unsurprisingly, the video is of Ashley Rose. How much would you be willing to bet that it's her being a spoiled brat? Let's have a look.
Amelia came home and decided that she wanted me to put contacts in her eyes. Now she's throwing a fit. She says it itches. Should I take it out?
No, I want to so itchy.
I don't know what you want me to do. What do you want me to do? Take it out or leave it in? You want me to leave it in and it's itchy? You look like you're possessed.
Okay, so it's actually not as bad as I thought it would be. Not the best example. But then again, it only did get 1.5 million views, which is just chump change compared to the views that she's getting now. Let's have a look at this one that has 5.3 million.
Amelia, I know. Dude, I knew it. You cannot drink those you can't open that in the store, bro.
I don't care then. Why do they look so damn good?
It doesn't matter if they look damn good. It doesn't mean you get to open them in the store. I have to pay for them.
Who cares?
Alright, so there you go. This is where the issue stems. This is where Ashley is starting to realize that her road to TikTok fame involves one very simple trick, which is exploiting her child for being a spoilt brat because she knows that that's the way to get views. Ashley wants TikTok fame. She's always wanted TikTok fame. It's very clear from the TikTok account that she wants fame. So she tried making videos centered around herself. That did fuck all because she's boring as fuck. Then she started putting her kids in the videos and they did a bit well because TikTok is very weird. Then she started putting her kids in the videos and having them act like spoiled little brats, and then she fucking exploded! Brand deals left, right, and center, and in her description she has a link tree to a tester game thing with the caption "Get Paid." And when you click on the link, it just takes you to a very dodgy app that I guess is available on Google Play and app stores today, everywhere. Let's have a look at the trailer. Yeah, that doesn't look like they'll steal your information at all. That looks legit as fuck. I don't know about you, but I trust them wholeheartedly. Join Germany's largest platform for paid online jobs and join over 3 million online testers. So it's a German thing as well, and the ratings are low, obviously, because users want to warn you about this fucking dodgy app that you're paying for. So I can only assume that she got an email from this weird German company asking her to promote the app, and her, being the shameless woman that she is, decided to take them up on it because she wants money. She will do anything for money, even if it involves worsening her child's life. Even if it involves not disciplining their children to the extent that they should be. She wants her children to misbehave, and she wants them to be completely unlikable so that she can become as famous as possible. It's disgusting. And you can see where her daughter gets this really shitty attitude from when you watch the videos of her responding to comments about her.
I'm not even joking. It better be somebody else's.
Well, it's mine. I'm pretty sure.
If you ordered a $600 purse on my debit card...
Okay, so you get the gist. Amilia Rose has stolen £600 from her for a purse. And then someone left a comment which she responded to in a video.
I'm pretty sure that it's my kid, my problem. You know what I mean? And what you said is not too horrible or whatever, because, I mean, look at the comment section. People are redonkulous.
So that's her acknowledging that she knows about the hateful shit being put in the comments, and she knows how many people want her daughter to be fucking bet up, but she still continues to post the videos. What I'm trying to say is that she can't plead ignorance if she ever tries that tactic.
I looked at your page. I know that you don't have a daughter. Well, if you do, you don't show her anyways.
You mean like what you should be doing as a parent? Not showing your child at every opportunity that you get. Like, how could you possibly use that as a point for how she's wrong or a bad mum?
You're like a boy mom. So first of all, like, how would you know anything that I'm dealing with? You don't. You wouldn't. Taking something back is not that easy. It would break her heart if I returned it. She already has it. You want me to take it from her? She's 7.
There's just so much wrong with what's being said right now that I don't even know where to start. You know what? I might just not even comment on anything. I'm sure you watching this video know what's wrong with the fucking shit that she's just said there. I'm not going to insult your intelligence by commenting on why that's wrong, but you can definitely see where Amilia Rose gets the arrogance and entitlement from, because the apple doesn't fall far from the tree. Here's proof if you ever needed any.
Why would you give her money after she stole money out of your purse? One, you watching. Big watching, baby. You big watching.
Remember at the start of the video when I mentioned how it's very possible that she took the language that she uses from her parents? I'm starting to think it's not the media moderation thing. I'm starting to think that she definitely got the language that she's using from her mother. Like, even down to the hand signals she was snapping in the restaurant earlier. It's all something that she does in these response videos. I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm sure she's not moderating the media that she consumes either, but it's probably both, to be honest.
Why are you buying this ungrateful and rude? I think she's very grateful, actually. When she gets new makeup, she's so excited. When she gets new anything. Let's not forget that Amelia is 7 years old. What 7-year-old do you know?
Is she fucking high? Why is she talking like that? The way that she's acting, it is acting. Like, this isn't her being genuine. Or maybe it is, but either way, like, I don't know what her goal is here, to be completely honest with you, other than making as much money and fame as possible. Like, this is good advice. This is a good comment. This is, like, genuinely decent parenting advice. If your kid's acting like a wee little shit, stop buying her makeup until her behavior improves. Maybe instead of addressing this comment, which is completely reasonable, address the comments of people body shaming your daughter and talking about how they want her dead.
Is this fucking real? I mean, is this real life right now? The minute that Amelia took $100 from me and bought that teapot and then tipped the lady, immediately my brain went to what would autism mama do? You know what I mean?
Autism mama is unironically a better mother than you could ever dream to be. You can't discipline your children to save your fucking life, and it seems from this comment that autism mama at least has a clue about how to do that. You should genuinely be ashamed. You're setting a bad example for everybody. Genuinely, if you did everything the opposite of what she's doing in these TikToks, you'd probably raise the next, I can't think of anyone who's like well respected and has no, Jack Black. You'd raise the next Jack Black. For this next video, I'm deeming it necessary to stand up next to my Moomin bag and pretend to be a professional, because it really is just that much of a fucking doozy. In this next video, Ashley confirms her reinforcements of negative behavior, as well as her lack of behavior management, avoids the core issues at hand, and deflects criticism, avoiding all accountability. She ends up acting younger than the child that she constantly exploits for clothing sponsorships. She justifies giving her daughter money after she stole it, implying that it's easier to comply with her demands to avoid conflict.
Since you're watching, you know all about her. You know how she is, you know how she acts, you know what she does. Do you really think that life would be easy for me if I didn't just give it to her?
By giving in to her daughter's demands after she has stolen money, the mother reinforces the behavior. This is known as negative reinforcement, one of the first things that you'll learn about in any psychology class, where a certain behavior, in this case stealing, is strengthened because it leads to the removal of an unpleasant consequence. In this case, Amelia's reaction to being told no. Imagine if you gave a dog a treat every time it shat on the floor and ate a child. That's kind of what this is. This approach shows a lack of consistent discipline and boundaries. Effective parenting requires setting firm boundaries and following through with appropriate consequences for misbehavior. Ashley goes on to not address the core issues of theft and disrespect, instead opting to focus on avoiding conflict. Her strategy appears to be avoiding immediate conflict rather than addressing the underlying behavior. This is problematic because it doesn't teach the child child accountability or the importance of respecting rules and boundaries? I mean, you'd better hope Ashley never gets carbon monoxide floating about her gaff, because her response would probably just be to light a Yankee candle and call it a day. This response is indicative of permissive parenting, where parents are lenient and avoid confrontation, leading to a lack of discipline and boundaries. Now, it's imperative that this style of parenting is not confused with gentle parenting, which many have incorrectly coined it as. At its best, gentle parenting is a style focused on empathy, respect, understanding, and setting firm, clear boundaries. It involves guiding children and helping them understand the consequences of their actions, like a Jedi. This is permissive parenting, the Sith method, due to the focus on the child's immediate wants and avoidance of boundaries. The worst thing spouted in this video by far is that Ashley implies that she has no control over her daughter's behavior and that giving in is the only option that she has.
What do you think would happen if I didn't give it to her? All hell would break loose.
Now, to say that you can't control your daughter is ridiculous, as at this point in her life, you and her father should be her main guiding light, and you're choosing to spend her formative years being lazy and creating someone who will inevitably grow up to be extremely disliked by anybody decent. Effective parenting involves using behavior management strategies to guide and correct children's actions. This includes implementing consistent consequences for misbehavior, teaching problem-solving skills, and promoting positive behaviors through reinforcement. Parents need to feel empowered to set and enforce boundaries. Consistency in enforcing rules helps children understand expectations and learn to regulate their behavior. She then, predictably, continues her spiel by deflecting criticism and suggesting that others cannot understand her situation, so therefore shouldn't judge her.
So, Miss Ma'am, until you're in my shoes, until you have to deal with someone like her, don't judge me, okay?
Oh, you think this is burnt? You silly sausage. Why haven't you tried it yourself? How are you supposed to know? Hey, you can have some.
This obviously prevents constructive discussion about effective parenting strategies. It's important for parents to be open to feedback and willing to reflect on and adjust their parenting approaches. Now, Ashley, I don't know if you're watching this, but if you are, your lack of responsibility for your role in managing your daughter's behavior is honestly disgusting and cannot be understated. If any of these videos are real or even loosely based on reality, I would strongly recommend that you seriously consider the role you have in shaping out the lives of your children and how your negligence will contribute to their futures. If these videos are staged, however, then not only are you a horrible mother, but you're also a horrible director, because fuck me are these videos boring and shitty. Although, to be fair, with the way that you exploit children, you might actually fit right in with Hollywood. Anyways, I'm going off topic. Let's explain why the excuse of these TikToks being skits is actually even worse than them being real. As of recording this video, the latest TikTok on the Stormy account ends like this.
The white ones? I like pink.
I'm bougie, you're not.
Seriously? Marc Jacobs? You rock! Obviously, our videos are skits, and the mom is the one with the Marc Jacobs addiction problem.
Whether this is a brand deal or not, I'm unsure of, but it's incredibly alarming either way. Not only in the comments does she lie about her transparency regarding these videos being skits, a lie so egregious that it's impossible to take the supposed scripted nature of these videos at face value, but even when it is taken at face value, the behavior exhibited quickly becomes wildly exploitative to a damaging degree. Firstly, Ashley has never proclaimed these to be skits, as you've seen in this video. She consistently replies to people as though the situations are real, and captions and titles the TikToks in a manner that implies complete realism. If the videos are scripted, she's clearly keeping it on the down low unless she absolutely has to. And the reason for this is because she knows that the situations being manufactured will immediately lessen the excitement that a certain audience get from it. And if she was as open as she claims to be, the videos would do far worse, and she probably wouldn't have got any free shit. By only vaguely, rarely, casually and incredibly briefly mentioning that these are skits, she thinks that she's discovered a way to fool the system. She can get all the fame and views and brand deals that come with them being seen as real, but then whenever people call her out on being a terrible mother, she can fall back on them being scripted, and make the false claim that she was always extremely transparent about this information. What Ashley has failed to consider, however, is that the staging of these videos is actually worse for her reputation as a mother. Firstly, it was always clear that there was some level of inauthenticity to these videos, because why else would they be being recorded in the first place? The goal was always to exploit, which transitions perfectly into the first big issue with these being skits, which is blatant child exploitation. Child exploitation in this context refers to using a child's behavior or image for the benefit of the parent, such as gaining social media attention or followers without considering the child's well-being or consent. Because even if they're cool with being in the videos and acting in such a manner, you, as an adult woman and mother, should be grossly aware of how little awareness and knowledge they have about how this will actually lead to them being perceived. Even if the content is intended as satire or rage bait, using a child's behavior to provoke reactions online is unethical. It commodifies the child's experiences and behavior for public consumption and parental gain. These videos have tens of millions of views. That's more people than most countries on the planet that unanimously now have a hatred for your child, many of whom are commenting despicable things that if any proper mother were to see, would stop making these fucking videos, or at the very least, disable the comments. It's unbelievable how just okay she is with this many people seeing her daughter in such a way. A parent posting videos of their child's tantrums or misbehavior to garner views and reactions regardless of whether the behavior is genuine or staged is using the child as a means to an end. Creating a perception also happens to be the second problem I have with this whole skit explanation. Portrayal of Amelia Rose's behavior online creates a public persona that she did not choose. This can and will have lasting effects on how she is perceived by others, including peers and teachers. As children grow, they develop their own identities. A fixed perception based on viral videos is going to overshadow their personal growth and achievements. If Amelia is widely known for videos showing her misbehavior, people might stereotype her as the misbehaving child, which can affect her social interactions and opportunities in the future. I know this woman was laughing about digital footprints earlier in a grim showing of her true character, but it doesn't negate it from being a very real thing.
Their digital footprint will follow them for the rest of their lives. Imagine applying for college just with this.
Really?
Really.
Okay. Well,
How could we?
I hope that person that's commenting is gainfully employed, because their negative comments could affect their employment possibilities for the whole entire life.
Their digital footprint follows them.
Follow you too.
Did you know that?
Then there's the long-term consequences. The internet has a long memory. Content posted today can resurface years later, potentially affecting Amilia Rose's personal and professional life as an adult. Persistent negative portrayals can lead to reputation damage, bullying, and a lack of trust in personal relationships. When Amelia applies for jobs or colleges in the future, old videos may resurface, influencing the decisions of potential employers or admissions officers. There's also the lack of control, which I touched on earlier. Amelia Rose doesn't have control over how she's portrayed online. The decision to share her behavior so publicly is made by her parents, which undermines her autonomy. True informed consent is difficult to obtain from a child, as they may not fully understand the long-term implications of their online presence. She's literally 7 years old. Even if Amelia appears to agree or is told that it's funny, she may not grasp how these videos will impact her future, nor does she have the power to remove them once they're posted. Finally, there's the misleading humor. Presenting the content as satire or humor does not mitigate the potential harm. It trivializes the child's experiences and the serious nature of the behavior being displayed. If these aren't examples of her genuine behavior, which they still very well could be, because I have no reason to trust Ashley, but if they aren't, Ashley's attempts at passing them off as genuine means the public will not perceive the content as humorous, instead viewing it as genuine misbehavior, which will inevitably lead to negative judgments about the child and family, worsening the aforementioned perceptions about her. I don't know if Amelia is aware of how many people online despise her, but when she finds out, how do you think it's gonna make her feel? Regardless of intent, documenting and sharing a child's questionable behavior online constitutes exploitation. The long-term consequences for Amelia Rose can be severe, affecting her reputation, autonomy, and mental well-being. Parents should prioritize their child's privacy and long-term interests over the short-term gains of social media fame. Ethical parenting in the digital age, in my opinion, involves protecting children from the potentially harmful effects of online exposure and ensuring they have control over their own digital footprint. We saw what happened with Ren Eleanor very recently. I would have thought that that would have been a message to parents on the internet not to put their kids on the internet this much. But it seems a certain crowd just took away the fact that it's an easy and lazy method to stardom with no care for the consequences, well-being of the child, or the types of people said child is being exposed to. How real this is, nobody other than the family really knows. However, what we do know for sure is that Amilia Rose is being grossly exploited by the people who should be loving and protecting her the most. The facts are, this is a disgusting side of TikTok that I cannot bear, and that Ashley is a horrible mother who should be utterly ashamed of her behavior. This video ended up being much bigger task than I initially intended. I wanted to make another quick commentary video, much like the others on this channel. The video was not supposed to be this long, I promise, but alas, it's over now, so I hope that you all enjoyed. Be sure to like and subscribe, and big shout out to Riley for being my first donor on Patreon. If you want early access to videos like this one, as well as shout outs at the end of my videos, as well as the patron-only Discord, then feel free to donate as well if you enjoy the content. I think that's about it for now though, so I'll see you all in the next video. Bye.